to ensure your tyres are safe and legal. Visit itia.ie to find your local expert.
As Ireland's homegrown insurer, FPD knows it's empowering when someone has your back. So switch your van insurance to us and get up to 75% no-claim discount. Visit fpd.ie to request a quote. FPD Insurance. Support. It's what we do. Terms, conditions and underwriting criteria apply. 75% no claims discount is based on proof of 5 years no claims discount and available to new commercial motor customers only. FPD Insurance Group Limited, trading as FPD Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. Commercial motor insurance is underwritten by FPD Insurance plc.
At Paddy Power, we know competition for the remote control can be fierce at the weekends. So, in order to give the non-football loving occupants of your house something to do, here are some of our top suggestions. Go for a walk. Walk the dog. Walk to the shops. Go cycling. Cycle the dog. Recycle the dog. Just go! All very good options, we say. And that's not the only one. Get a completely free €5 bet on Man City v Liverpool this Sunday. Claim yours now. Paddy Power. Online exclusive. New customers must deposit 1 bet per customer. Opt-in required. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gamblingcare.ie.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Manchester United from Goodison Park. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me is the former Chelsea, Brighton and Fulham winger, Clive Walker. This is Premier League Live. The scene is set for this crucial game. Everton could return to the top. Manchester United desperately need a victory. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer desperately needs a victory. But before the game kicks off, we have the two players lined up on the centre circle facing each other. Two wreaths lying either side of the halfway line, one with the Manchester United crest, the other with the Everton crest at its centre. This is Remembrance Day, and we will observe silence in memory of those who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Paul Tierney blows his whistle after that period of reflection, and we're about to get underway. It's been a difficult week for both clubs. Manchester United beaten by Arsenal on Sunday, more surprisingly beaten by Turkish minnows in the Champions League in midweek. Everton have lost their last 2 games against Newcastle and the new leaders of the Premier League, Southampton. This is a big, big game in many, many ways, not least for the United boss. Back in 1990, Sir Alex Ferguson faced Nottingham Forest away in an FA Cup third-round tie with similar situations surrounding him. There was talk he might not survive if they lost that game. A late Mark Robins goal gave Manchester United victory, and the rest is history. Solskjaer needs a win today badly. As we get underway with United wearing red shirts, black shorts, Rashford already quickly into Shaw. This is an early chance, and it was just smuggled away by Everton. That was a very positive start down the left-hand side by Manchester United, and that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want from his team today.
It's a bright start, isn't it, John? I mean, it really was quick by United. Half a chance for one matter. Didn't quite get on the end of a good cross into the box, low and hard. But you're right, this is what Solskjaer would have wanted. A bright, honest start by Manchester United, and work rate is going to be massive for United. And at the moment, Everton will have to deal with that.
Yeah. Balls with Jordan Pickford, who was left out last weekend. Robin Olsen, the Swedish goalkeeper, came in, but Pickford is back in goal, as is David De Gea at the other end of the field. David De Gea celebrates his 30th birthday today. We'd love to celebrate it with a clean sheet and with 3 points. Here's Luca Digne, who's back from suspension, finding Mason Holgate, who plays his first game of the season. He's had a long-term injury. I must confess we expected several returnees for Everton, but Holgate wasn't among them, but he's gone straight back into the starting lineup. He's a player who can play at right back or at centre-half. He's at centre-half today. United coming forward again with Shaw. That's a decent ball in towards Martial, and nothing comes of that. Everton have Jordan Pickford in goal, a back four of Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Mason Holgate and Luca Digne. Across midfield it's Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alan and Gylfi Sigurdsson up front, James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Bernard. Manchester United have birthday boy David De Gea in goal. The back four is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw. Then it's Fred and Scott McTominay holding, with Bruno Fernandes, Juan Mata and Marcus Rashford just behind the front man, Anthony Martial. Martial hasn't played in the Premier League since his sending off against Spurs, but he scored in midweek against Başakşehir in Turkey, despite the fact that it was a dismal 2-1 defeat in which United's defending was shocking. Here's Fred though, Fernandes trying to squeeze it through to Martial. It's hacked away by Bernard. Everton are on the back foot at the moment. Back in by Maguire, away by Holgate, up to Calvert-Lewin, currently joint top scorer in the Premier League with Son Heung-min of Tottenham Hotspur.
I think it's one of those, isn't it, with Everton at the moment. Just got to deal with this onslaught from United. United looking for that early lead and being very, very positive in their play. But Everton have got an outlet with Calvert-Lewin, and that's the one place that when the ball does go forward, they hopefully know that he can hold on to things and get their defenders higher up the pitch. But at the moment, it's all out defending for Everton.
Calvert-Lewin scored in this fixture last season. It finished 1 apiece, as have the last 2 in the Premier League between these clubs, and 4 of the last 8. Calvert-Lewin scored after a mistake by David De Gea, charging down a clearance and finding the net. Manchester United came back from behind on both occasions to grab a point. I'm not sure a point will placate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's critics, but United, bizarrely, for all their problems, could equal a Premier League record of 7 successive away wins if they get victory here. That last happened in 1993. Here's Maguire finding Rashford on the far side of the field. Infield it comes to Fred, who's hassled and harried by Doucouré, but slides the ball back to Harry Maguire, who crosses halfway. It's very slick from United at the moment. This is Wan-Bissaka pushing it back to Scott McTominay. They look as if they're at the races today, United. Here's Lindelof, who shrugged off a back injury which forced him out of the Champions League. Now Shaw out to Rashford, left hand side. Rashford cuts in field, but is equal to it is Alan, the Brazilian. United have possession again with the Scottish international Scott McTominay.
Very good use of the ball, aren't they? Yes. United very fluent, going forward at every possible occasion, lots of energy being used. Everton, as I say at the moment, will be a bit concerned, but as long as they keep a good structure at the back. They've got 2 good banks of 4, Everton, and it's very difficult to break them down. But I think United's passing and moving at the moment is excellent, best I've seen for a long time.
Absolutely. 5 minutes, the message has clearly sunk in. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used a lot of analogies yesterday, talking about how he wouldn't collapse like a house of cards. There wouldn't be a wind change, and he said that the sun was shining in Manchester and the sun was shining around the training ground. It was very poetic.
Believe that, you believe anything. I think the one thing as well with United, I mean, this is a great start for them, but we always say, when you're in the ascendancy, score. If they don't score, you can see Everton getting into the game, starting to get a feel of the ball as they're trying to do right now. And then, of course, if Everton score, then the rain will start to come down.
Yeah. What about Everton? I mean, such a great start, but games against Southampton and Newcastle, with greatest respect to them, after the start they had, Everton might have thought they might have got something from those. Anyway, here's Bernard. He's gone for goal into Calvert-Lewin. Actually got across and flicked it with his head. I thought it was a shot initially from Bernard. It might well have been, in fact, but Calvert-Lewin read it, as he's in such good form, and sensed there might be something on, and he got his head to it, and it went just over David De Gea's bar.
Do you know what? This is so easy for Bernard to do what he's done here. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, it sort of implements actually the problems that United have. The gaps they're leaving at the back are huge. Wan-Bissaka nowhere near Bernard when he takes the shot on, yet he's defending close to him only seconds before that. You know, he's got to defend better to close shots down. I'm not sure if Bernard was going for goal. It looked like he was trying to play the ball in for Calvert-Lewin, and Everton nearly got something out of it.
Have you ever, Clive, seen anything like the goal that Manchester United conceded to Demba Ba in midweek, where they had a corner and they left an attacker on his own on the halfway line? The corner was cleared and he ran through and scored. I mean, at under 10 level, you'd be telling kids not to defend like that.
Yeah, I think we come up with the usual saying, schoolboy defending comes to mind. But no, you don't see it, and it shouldn't happen, should it? But very occasionally it does.
Did it ever happen to you? I mean, you were presumably lurking around halfway.
I was the one on the halfway line on my own.
Yeah, I was going to say. You probably had a defender with you, did you not, for company generally?
No, most of the time, yeah, of course. But often you find yourself isolated, and then all of a sudden the ball doesn't come anyway. So it's a rarity for something like that to happen. But it's still so childish defending. It's lack of concentration, lack of focus. It's terrible.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's an extraordinary situation, really. Here come Everton. It's Abdoulaye Doucouré finding Bernard. Back to Doucouré again, the former Watford player who scored twice for Watford against Manchester United. Digne with the cross. Wan-Bissaka in the way. First corner of the game in the 8th minute goes Everton's way. They're beginning to up the ante a little bit, Everton, after United were much the better in the opening 5 minutes, and they've got the game's first set piece, and they've got a player in Gylfi Sigurdsson who, as we've seen so many times in the past for Tottenham, Swansea and for Everton, a player who can deliver a telling set piece. So an opportunity for Everton to get themselves back on track after those 2 defeats. It's Sigurdsson who takes it right foot. It's not a very good delivery, actually. It's headed away by Bruno Fernandes at the near post. Digne back to Sigurdsson, though. He finds Bernard, who's been lively in the opening minutes. He was not one of the 5 that came in because of 4 that were injured or suspended. He's been brought back tactically in by Carlo Ancelotti, who prefers him to Fabian Delph. Here's Digne with the throw for Everton. Digne's last goal in the Premier League came against Manchester United. It's a 4-0 win 18 months ago here. It's the only time that Everton have won, though, against Manchester United in 11 games, but there do tend to be a lot of draws between these two. Here's Calvert-Lewin, and now Holgate out to Digne, left-hand side. Further ahead of him is Bernard. Bernard finds the overlapping Digne again. This is good play by Everton. Bernard with the ball across the edge of the area. It's only half cut out by Shaw, and suddenly Seamus Coleman's in the box, chips across in. It's too long for the players in the box, but it'll be rescued by Bernard, who finds Dean. Good little spell this from Everton. Maguire heads the cross away.
Just getting going, aren't they?
Yes.
Everton just getting going now and starting to play and pass as we know they can. Didn't have a lot of the ball in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Last 3 or 4, excellent play from them, getting into great attacking areas, and they deliver the ball into the box, which I like to see, especially players like Digne. He gets on his left foot and whips them in, and Calvert-Lewin just knows where to go. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's just intelligent play and positive play from Everton.
Here's Seamus Coleman, who got injured in the Merseyside derby draw and hasn't played in the 2 defeats, perhaps significantly for Everton, their captain. Don't forget you can contact us via Twitter at TalkSport Live. Let us know where you are and what you're thinking. Warren B says, good morning from Newmarket, Virginia. It's football time in the Smoky Mountains. Come on, Everton, righteous man. I believe United will win 3-2 against Everton. Love you guys. He says, do you care for banga soup? I've never had it, Clive. I probably would, because I'll eat just about anything.
Yeah, me too.
Let us know what it is, and we'll let you know. I mean, unless it's got some peculiar ingredient that doesn't agree with me.
Still try it.
Right. Yeah, definitely give it a go. It sounds good. Sounds spicy, actually. Here's Pickford pushing it forward to Mason Holgate wearing 4 for Everton. He'll be delighted to be fit again, but that's a loose one which Maguire has intercepted, and then Everton getting a little bit of a tangle at the back, but it's sorted out by Alan, who so often slots back from midfield to help out his defenders. Did there. Here's Wan-Bissaka trying to get past Bernard. We've got loads of tweets coming in. Valnoni, happy to hear from you guys today. Hope Harry Maguire actually no, I don't get that. Keep them coming. We'll don't really understand what you said about Harry Maguire there, so I'll keep my counsel. Here's Michael Keane finding Holgate. Back to Keane again. Keane's already scored a couple of goals this season for Everton from centre half, including in the Premier League in that thriller against West Bromwich Albion. Effia Lydia, good day, listening to you live from Accra. Love listening to you every weekend, hoping for an Everton win. A lot of love for Everton out there at the moment.
Is that because there's a hate for Manchester United?
I think it's the anything but Manchester United brigade. Yeah. We haven't had too many United followers, I don't think, although Batombari Barikpe says, enjoying the commentaries in Harcourt, Nigeria. I think United will win by 2-1. I think there'll be goals in this one, Clive, for sure.
It certainly looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, there's an openness to the game which is great to watch, but also I think United's defence for me looks more open than Everton. Everton look more of a team than United to me at the moment, and I think there's I've been impressed with them this season. I can only put that down to the manager's organisation, to be very truthful, but you know, United have certainly got players who can score goals, so anything could happen in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Everton have a habit of conceding. They have conceded on multiple occasions, several times already this season, although in the early part they were outscoring their opponents. 5-2 against West Brom, 4-2 against Brighton and Hove Albion. That's nearly kept in by Luca Dean, but Juan Mata will pick it up and clip it forward up towards halfway. Martial's beaten in the air by Keane. It drops for McTominay. Edge of the Man United box is Lindelof finding Wan-Bissaka. He's found McTominay in centre midfield, still deep inside the Manchester United half. Mr. Distinctive says the party has started at Goodison Park. I really feel for Ole today. This Everton lineup are fearsome. Listening to you guys is the best thing that can happen to anyone on weekends like this. Thank you. That's high praise indeed.
Can I have that one in writing?
Well, it's in writing on Twitter, Clive. Here's Fred.
Take a photograph of that one.
Yeah, definitely. Here's Harry Maguire just inside the United half. Square ball to Victor Lindelof, who scored an own goal against Everton in a game last season, which finished 1-1 here.
I think we're seeing the game slowing down again, and this is what teams often do. They try and go for the early goal, and then they try and pick pockets instead of keeping going with bodies going forward on every occasion. It's going to be nip and tuck for the next 10 minutes or so, where teams are having a feel of what the other team's all about and seeing if they can find some gaps.
We've had 15 minutes. Here's Luke Shaw, far side for United. Square ball into to Rashford. Finds Bruno Fernandes, who lets fly with a shot. It's looped up. Pickford's going to have a job to keep that from going for a corner, and he can't stop it, so it will be a corner kick to Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, who's been amongst the goals, rattled that shot against the back of Gylfi Sigurdsson. He's got 4 goals in 10 appearances this season, Bruno Fernandes. Well, of course, he did miss a penalty in the last game he scored in against Newcastle, where he missed the spot kick and then made amends. Here's the corner for United, in it comes. It's knocked high by Holgate. Then Fred tries to get a volley in, misses his kick. It comes to Martial. Wonderful chance, took it down brilliantly, but then fired it wide. It was very, very good first touch by Anthony Martial, and as it dropped he had very little time to get his shot away, which he did, but he's put it wide of the post.
That's poor defending by Everton, to be honest, and they didn't react from the initial first ball that was cleared, that went up in the air. No one got close enough to the second challenge, and United were able to put the ball back in. Martial does well, stays on side, but you have to say, after his first touch, The shot was really poor. Should have hit the target from that sort of distance.
Yeah, he scored 5 career goals against Everton. Here's Rashford as United come again. Finds Fernandes. Back to Rashford. Inside the Everton box. Rashford shapes to shoot. It comes to Fernandes, who does shoot. It's blocked really well by Alan, and then a looping effort comes in from the edge of the penalty area from Rashford, which had Pickford backpedaling, but not with any great anxiety, as it was always going over the crossbar. But United beginning to buzz a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to move the ball around well around the penalty area, but to be fair to Everton, back in numbers, getting bodies to block the shot that comes in. This final shot that came in for Marcus Rashford gets underneath it, doesn't get the contact he's looking for. It was spinning towards the top corner, but Jordan Pickford able to see that one go over the crossbar.
Mukhtar Eliassu is with us in Tema Ghana through City FM. Great start for United. Hope it continues and they can grab the 3 points, and a clean sheet for birthday boy De Gea, who's on the ball now and clears upfield. It's not a very good one. It's straight to Bernard, who finds Calvert-Lewin. Here's Sigurdsson, and now James Rodriguez, who's had a quiet start to the game, but that's a useful ball, but not quite good enough. It bounced in front of Bernard. Lindelof is patting De Gea on the head, but he's also sort of pointing his thumb behind him as if to say, I don't know, get rid, just get it up to halfway, try not to be too clever with the clearance.
I think he's apologising there, Lindelof. I think the ball was a little bit short and at the wrong angle for him.
Oh, okay.
And just gave Everton a chance. Yeah, too much pressure for him, but he deals with it really well, doesn't he, in the end, De Gea?
Yeah. Making his 414th Manchester United appearance today, the most ever by an overseas player for the club. Here's Calvert-Lewin, not able to find Bernard. It's intercepted by Manchester United, who their clearest chance a moment ago through Martial, who scored in his last 2 games, albeit truncated by that suspension. Here's Shaw on the far side, inside Everton territory. Links up with Rashford. Rashford tries to find Shaw. It's a really good ball. Shaw can't find Fernandes. Lovely ball by Rashford down the line. Shaw trying to cut it back to Fernandes, and Holgate was there in the way to make an important interception.
Again, good defending by Everton. Bodies in the right positions. I have to say, Luke Shaw's ball in should have been better than it was. Super pass by Marcus Rashford in between players, and once Luke Shaw gets there, the delivery's got to be better.
I've just worked out what Valnoni was trying to say. He says, happy to hear from you guys today. I hope Harry Maguire doesn't prove to be an international scam. What you mean is a player who's perhaps not good enough at international level. Hope Manchester United beat 6-0 to cover up the goal margin. Well, that would be quite something. They lost 6-1, of course, to Tottenham. Here's Bernard, edge of the box, squeezes it in. It's 1-0 to Everton. We've had 90 minutes. Bernard back in the team. He's been very, very lively indeed. And he's beaten David De Gea. Just shifted the weight to his right-hand side on the edge of the 18-yard box and planted a low shot inside the post. More troubles for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. United trailing at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, it all came from one long ball down the middle. We said earlier, Calvert-Lewin causes a problem that when the ball goes to him, you've got to pick up the second balls, and Bernard does really well here. But again, I'll have to question Wan-Bissaka's defending. Should never let him get a shot away here. Just backs off, leaves a bit of space. The ball is dragged between his legs, but no excuses there. Bernard's finished really, really well. No chance for David De Gea, but again, catalogue of mistakes from Man United defensively.
Yes, it was poor from United. It's Bernard's first Premier League goal of the season. He got one in the League Cup earlier against Fleetwood Town. He's got one against a rather bigger club today, with all due respect to the Lancastrians from up the coast. And United fearing what might happen today. Well, those fears have just grown with a concession of a goal, and now the concession of a free kick. Bernard, not a prolific scorer for Everton. It's only his 5th goal in 64 Premier League matches. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is wearing a rather pained expression. Ed Woodward, the money man at Manchester United, you can't tell what expression he's wearing because he's wearing a mask, but I would imagine he doesn't look upon this with any great optimism at the moment. Quite a lot of criticism levelled at him. in terms of the players they've bought and their approach to transfers. Here come Everton again. Bernard, having scored, just keeps the ball in play.
But again, simple things, John. You know, the long ball forward by Pickford yet again towards Calvert-Lewin, and United don't deal with it.
In by Sigurdsson, away by
this
Maguire.
Time they do. Yeah, yes. This time Harry Maguire does, but two on the trot from Lindelof, one for the goal and one just there, which Bernard picks up the second ball straight away. And all that Calvert-Lewin's going to do is stand on Lindelof because he can beat him in the air. His confidence will be growing, and Lindelof has got a problem. He's got to deal with it. He's got to make some sort of physical challenge to try and win the header.
Here's a flick by Marcus Rashford. Here's Doucouré back to Michael Keane, former Manchester United player, but only briefly. Made 5 appearances for United, who were his first club. He helped them win the Youth Cup during his time. He played alongside the likes of Paul Pogba, who's on the bench today. Here's Seamus Coleman for Everton, looking for their first win in 4 Premier League games, having only taken 1 point from the previous 3. They've started well. They have the lead in 22 minutes. Tina Asenpo is with us as ever, listening as always. I hear there's been a rise in COVID-19. My heart is with you guys during this difficult time. Thank you, Tina. Here comes the cross. It's a long one. Yes, in case you didn't know, we're in another lockdown in the United Kingdom. So the bars and restaurants are all shut. I've witnessed empty railway stations, empty shops on my way in. It's quite eerie, but hopefully we'll get this thing under control. And hopefully, of course, one day soon we will get fans back in stadiums. That's a lovely ball forward by United. Rashford controls it brilliantly. It's Marcus Rashford! It's across the face of goal. And in the end, quite a long way wide. We've seen Rashford do that in the past. Lovely ball by McTominay. Rashford trying to swirl it inside the far post, but it was rather misguided. But as I say, he's capable.
Certainly is. I mean, the crossfield ball was fabulous by Scott McTominay, but I'm just looking now, just look at the technique that he's chosen to use there. For me, he's gone for the dipping technique. And when you're coming in on an angle like that, I would have thought if you're going to try and bend it or swerve it, would have been a better technique to use. However, you know, he has scored from those sort of positions many, many times before, but on this occasion, well wide.
This one was posted 10 minutes ago, Bobby, from Lagos, Nigeria. Man United to win 2-0. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen for you, but Everton have got the goal, and you'd take 2-1, I'm sure, wouldn't you, Bobby, at the moment. Here's McTominay finding Fred on halfway for United. Now Anthony Martial, who's dropped deep, finds Marcus Rashford. Now Lindelof to McTominay. Still problems with United defensively, but attacking, they still look as if they have got goals in them. Here's Rashford finding Fernandes. Now it's Fred, and further out wide is Rashford. Back to Fred again. United struggling to get through this blue wall at the moment, but here's Mata finding Shaw. Shaw delays the cross. Finally it comes in. Great header! Oh, that's a super header by Bruno Fernandes, and Manchester United are quickly level. Shaw with the cross from the left-hand side. Well, he's not renowned for scoring bullet headers, but he's produced an absolute cracker there, and Manchester United are back in it. Everton 1, Manchester United 1.
Well, defensively they don't look particularly strong, United, but coming forward, great patience, good build-up play, just waiting to get Luke Shaw into the best position, and he delivers a lovely ball in. I mean, it's not a difficult one to defend against. Again, I'd have to question Seamus Coleman not getting tight enough to Luke Shaw, but the ball in's a decent enough one. Fernandes gets between defenders, just approaches from deep between the two centre-backs, and headers well into the side netting. No chance at all for Jordan Pickford, and United are level. We thought there'd be goals.
Yeah, we did. Great header. He's renowned for scoring with his feet from 12 yards, Bruno Fernandes, but that was even further out, and a bullet header. Fantastic sort of header that any centre forward would have been proud of. Now then, is that going to be a free kick to Everton or possibly a corner? I'm not sure which. Luke Shaw went through on Seamus Coleman. Whether he brought him down, I thought he got the last touch, so it's either a free kick or a corner.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Difficult to see whether...
It's a free kick, Clive.
Yeah, he's given the free kick, but it's difficult to see whether Luke Shaw actually played the ball and there was contact then between the players. I think the free kick's probably in a better position than the corner, but often corners are well practiced on the training ground and you can get a better advantage. But two good deliverers of the ball on it. James Rodriguez and Sigurdsson over that side, so this could be a decent delivery.
Yes, it could. Doucouré's up there. Look, Calvert-Lewin's in there as well. Rodriguez, hands on hips, maybe with his left, or it is Rodriguez with his left, and it's headed away by McTominay and then cleared further away by Lindelof and chased by Rashford, who's going to use his pace to get there on halfway, and suddenly he's released Fernandes down the flank, but it's a very poor cross by him. It was a very promising counter potentially. It was Mata actually, not Fernandes I should say, but either way it wasn't a very good cross. But United almost catching Everton on the counter there, and with a better cross that could have been dangerous.
A super play, isn't it, as well defensively, then getting as many bodies forward as they can. United, 4 players rushing into the box, and you're right, John, the ball in from Juan Mata, not the best, and that surprises me because he's got a sweet left foot, but at pace sometimes that's a difficult execution. Gets it wrong. If he gets it to the far post, Marcus Rashford's clear on his own and you'd expect another goal, but unfortunately it was too short and Everton just about defend it.
Kojo Hayford, another day for a good English lesson with you guys listening via City FM in Accra. Felicitations to you, sir. Here's Bernard. That's a lovely ball. Here's Dean. This is a chance! And he's rattled the left foot shot off the outside of the post and behind the Frenchman. It was a lovely run down the channel, picking up the ball from Bernard. He hit it hard. The last goal he scored in the Premier League was against Manchester United, Dean, and he almost got another there. Went for goal, hit the post.
Could quite easily have gone in that top near post corner, couldn't it? Calvert-Lewin's also in a good position, suggesting that the ball should have come across the face. Having said that, he's so close to goal. Digne, you'd think he would at least have hit the target, forced the keeper into making a save. But I would say, such naive defending from Wan-Bissaka. Really was. He follows the ball instead of the player, and the 1-2 was so simple between Digne and Bernard. Really should have done better there.
Now then, here's Martial driving forward for United. Rashford's in quite a lot of space here. It's Marcus Rashford. Oh dear. Well, you could see exactly what he wanted to do there. He wanted to clip a reverse pass into the on-rushing Martial, who knew it was coming. Unfortunately, when it did come, Rashford's got it wrong and put it too far in front of Martial. There are going to be more goals in this one, Clive, for sure.
Well, the way the teams are counter-attacking, it's bound to happen, isn't it? I mean, defensively, both teams, well, especially United for me, all at 6s and 7s.
Here's Bernard. He's got away, and the referee's played an advantage. Here it's Bernard from a similar position from which he got the opening goal, but this time he's not able to because Fred was across to make a covering tackle and prevent him with a chance. But every time Everton get down that left flank, United are in trouble.
Yeah, and again, playing on Wan-Bissaka at the moment defensively. I thought Bernard could have kept going there, to be honest. He's tried to play the ball square to Calvert-Lewin, and it was the wrong thing to do. Just keep going. If he keeps going and takes one more step, he's inside the area, and Fred can't make that challenge.
The ball is loose in midfield. James Rodriguez is fouled by Bruno Fernandes. Shane Moran, as ever, is with us in Australia. He says there's always something special when Everton play United. Great to hear the A-team on commentary for a special game. 2-1 to Manchester United. This game will have more surprises than a Barry Fry quote. That's a very esoteric reference. Most people won't know who Barry Fry is. Barry Fry is a legendary English manager who always came out with strange comments and amusing. You'll remember him, won't you, Clive? Real
absolutely.
Character Barry. Yeah. I didn't think we'd be mentioning him in the commentary today. Lovely fella, Barry. Always got a smile on his face. One of the most amusing managers.
Yeah, I think is he managing director at Colchester?
Yeah, something like that.
Peterborough, one of those teams.
Slightly suspected that he had a screw loose, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, he loves his football.
Yeah, he loves
his football.
I played against him once in a charity game, and goodness knows how much he weighed. He was very big, but he was still brilliant. He played in the Man United youth team with George Best, Barry Fry. And he was still good. He had twinkling toes. He was a decent player. Anyway, half an hour gone at Goodison Park, where it's 1 apiece between Everton and Manchester United, but Everton facing a free kick. Jordan Pickford is shouting instructions to his defenders.
Just look a bit deep here, the Everton players.
It's midway inside the half. Was taken directly at goal by Bruno Fernandes. It was a hell of a distance, and Pickford didn't have to move much to make the save.
No,
but
it's 30 yards plus out, isn't it? But they've overloaded in front of Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
Not only the United players, but also the Everton defenders. I just thought they were too deep, Everton, and Pickford didn't have a clear sight of the ball, but he does manage to get it. It wasn't the best free kick when it finally reached the goalkeeper.
DG, good evening. Glad listening to you guys from Nigeria. I think Everton will take a home win. It's one each at the moment. Danny, enjoying your commentary from Nigeria. I want United to lose. I'm tired of Solskjaer. So that's an interesting one from a Manchester United fan. We've got our weekly picture from Carol on the Florida coast. Loving the commentary. Nice picture of some bird life on the shores there on the beach. Looks lovely as ever with this. Looks like the sun rising there, I suppose. I'm not going to get political and talk about the election. Here's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The Americans probably tired of it. The one thing I will say is that to any American listening, you always say that you don't understand Test cricket, and yet it's taken you 5 days to do an election. They always say, what's this cricket game that lasts 5 days? Here's Marcus Rashford. Outside him is Bruno Fernandes. Back to Rashford. Oh, the header off the post and in. And Manchester United have grabbed the lead. Fernandes turns provider this time. And Marcus Rashford, via the post, heads low into the net. It's his first ever goal against Everton in 10 attempts. And it's given United the lead from behind. 32 minutes gone. It's Everton 1, Manchester United 2.
It's good quality from United, isn't it? Simple build-up. Rashford comes short, and by doing that he creates the space for himself to run into, gets into the box. It's a simple header. Poor defending by Everton. Rashford just about getting enough on it to flick it off the far post. Lovely ball in from Fernandes, picks him out sweetly.
He didn't get much on it, did he?
It wasn't much,
Rashford?
no,
Not
just the
much
faintest, if anything, to be honest.
Must have got a touch, because it seemed to, I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see whether that's credited to Fernandes or Marcus Rashford. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't care. He's got his fists in the air pumping. He's a happy man, and why not? Conceded an early goal, but suddenly United are in control at the moment with 12 minutes to go to half-time. Everton potentially staring a third successive defeat in the face. It's been a cracking game. It really has been a good watch, this one, as we expected. It's usually a good one between these two teams. Just getting another angle on this. Did Rashford get anything on this at all? I don't think he did.
No, just seeing it close up there.
I think it's Fernandes again.
It's gone straight in off the far post.
I agree. I think he's floated it. Rashford went up. It certainly looked like a Rashford header. But it came off the post, and then I think we're going to have to credit that to Bruno Fernandes.
I think you're right. I think Mason Holgate has just got a yellow card as well for a somewhat rash challenge on halfway.
Yeah, back in the team and back in the referee's book. Mason Holgate. Well, here's Juan Mata for United. Wan-Bissaka trying to get it past Luca Digne, but not able to. See if we can confirm who's been credited. Well, at the moment, it's gone down as Rashford, but I'm not convinced that he got a touch. As you say, it's all academic, really. He's never scored against Everton. I'm not sure he still has. We're going to look at it again in slow motion here.
No,
I don't think there's a touch. That's Fernandes' goal for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It might have brushed his hair, but it didn't change the direction. And I think Fernandes has got a double.
I'd agree. I mean, it's all about the quality, though, isn't it? I mean, first and foremost, it's all about the movement of Rashford. You know, he came short, no one came with him. He's able to turn sort of between the lines, pushes the ball out wide, and then just attacks the box. You know, that's what all good centre forwards do.
Here come United again.
And he's a typical goal scorer for me, Rashford, in those positions.
This is McTominay. Out to Fernandes, who's had a hand in both goals, regardless of whether he's got 2 goals or a goal and an assist. Here's Shaw. That's a good ball into Martial. Martial to Mata. Mata trying to get his way past Holgate, who tackled him.
Thought he should have shot there, Mata.
Yeah, he could have done.
Martial, if he shoots, he's got a great opportunity. makes the pass, and Everton were able to defend it. At the moment, just on the rack slightly, Everton.
Yeah, they are.
Their confidence has dropped slightly, and the whole team has dropped another 5 or 10 yards a bit deeper, and allowing United lots of possession.
Yeah, Fred has it at the moment. 10 minutes to go to half time. Less than 10 now. It's Fred inside the centre circle, finds McTominay just inside the Everton half. Here's Martial wearing gloves, tripped from behind. It'll be a free kick to Manchester United, which is taken quickly but not well. Cleared by Everton. Doucouré back to Keane, who's going to have to change his body shape to get the ball away, which he does, but it's controlled by Luke Shaw. Here's Fred again, centre midfield. Rashford with the flick, can't quite find Fernandes, but those two are dovetailing well, Rashford and Fernandes, with a little bit of help from Shaw as well. Down the left-hand side, both left flanks, Everton's and Manchester United's, could be fruitful here. Here's Fernandes, he's found Martial. Is he onside? Doesn't matter, he's shot it straight at Pickford. I don't think it would have counted anyway. Fernandes slipped the ball through. Martial was just offside.
Good defending. Holgate, good defending. Just holds his line, keeps in the same line as Michael Keane. And Rashford, I think, knew he was offside, to be honest. He just moved a little bit too early.
Honoriode, hello guys, please, when Everton take the lead, the PA system should sound "stop the count." That's a joke. That's the Southampton, I mentioned it earlier, Southampton, when they went top of the league, the club, his official Twitter site, put a picture of the Premier League table and the words "stop the count," so Southampton should be declared champions now. Honoriode also says Banga soup is a delicious spicy Nigerian soup that's made from palm fruit extracts. Try it, you won't regret it. Sounds good. It's fairly cold, so actually a bowl of that would go down quite well. It's not raining, but it's miserable and grey and misty on Merseyside at the moment, as it is in terms of Everton supporters, because having got the lead, they've lost it and are in danger of reaching half-time with a deficit in the column. Here's Digne, though. That's a nice touch to Bernard, who plays it back to Digne. That's clever play between those two. It's come back to Gylfi Sigurdsson inside the United half. Here's Abdoulaye Doucouré out to Seamus Coleman. Doucouré's made a little dart down the flank. He's been ignored, but he's got it now back from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and then into the box. Here's Coleman. What can he make of it? Good defending by Lindelof. Read it, took it, and then steered it away.
Did do well, but he just missed his touch, Seamus Coleman. Great reverse pass as well that comes in there. Really puts United on the rack. Lindelof gets across very, very quickly, but I think if Coleman takes his first touch here, Lindelof would have a big problem, but he defends it well.
Solskjaer shouting, wearing a thick Manchester United padded top. Carlo Ancelotti's gone for a thinner jacket in navy blue, but he's wearing black gloves. Philip Kujo-Aduna, thank God the weekend is here again and football is back, with a beautiful commentary from you guys. Thank you. I'm an Arsenal fan hoping for an Everton win in Accra. Here come Everton trying to get themselves back in the game before half-time, and they briefly were hoping for a penalty there. It's not going to come. Paul Tierney has raised his arm and I think awarded a free kick the other way.
Offside, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any way through there. I think it was Alan who tries to charge through the middle.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin just in an offside position. I think the ball sort of deflected. Actually, seeing it again, it came off McTominay, so really shouldn't have been offside.
Yeah, it's interesting. There weren't too many mad appeals from the Everton players. James Rodriguez has been very quiet today. They were delighted to have him back. He scored 3 goals this season, all of them at Goodison Park, but he's not really got into the game at all, has he?
No, he's not got on the ball.
19.
Not got on the ball. Having said that, you know, where Everton got their goal and seemed to be in control of the game, the tide has turned, and of course United now having lots of possession, and obviously forwards often isolated out of the game, but he needs to get involved a little bit more.
One of your mates here, Clive. I'm Atta Safo from Ghana. I'm enjoying your commentary. Everton to win this afternoon, as well as my beloved Chelsea. Chelsea in action against Sheffield United, the Premier League's bottom club, having played so well last season. Here's Marcus Rashford for United, trying to find Martial, can't do so. It's cleared by Everton. Here's Bernard, the diminutive Brazilian, finds Lucadinha. Those two have linked well down that left-hand side for Everton so far. Holgate square to Keane, and now Doucouré. Back to Abdoulaye Doucouré again. And now Gylfi Sigurdsson, the Icelandic international, part of that team, of course, that makes the Euros quarter-finals, knocking out England en route in 2016. Here's Luke Shaw over on the far side for United. That's a mistake by Bruno Fernandes, who tussles with Alan. Fernandes goes flying in. The ball goes out of play. Fernandes is complaining at the referee. Entirely sure why. I think the referee might want a word with Fernandes, who claims he was shoved by Coleman. He might have a case a little bit.
I think it was just a coming together, wasn't it, in the end? I don't think there was a great deal in it. No intent from Coleman. No, I don't think you see anything wrong with that.
All seems fairly harmless. Loads of tweets coming in. Apologies, I'm having trouble keeping up with them all, but keep them coming, and we'll do our best for you to read out as many as we can. Ball is crossfield from Everton, and then misplaced by James, who was expecting Dominic Lewin to dart down the channel. Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't, and as a result the ball went out of play for a goal kick. Evans says, Barry Fry is the director of football at Peterborough United. Your commentary makes my afternoon superb, listening from Accra on City FM. Thank you for that piece of information, Evans. There you go. The false nine taking a sunrise stroll while enjoying your fantastic commentary. Great work, fellas. That's Dave in Michigan, USA, where there's a beautiful picture of a lake with the sun shimmering. Is that Lake Michigan itself? I don't know. I wouldn't recognise it, but it might well be. Barry Tamer, hi guys. It's a win for the Reds. Lovely commentary, listening from Gokana in Nigeria. Keep them coming. We will try and involve you as much as we can. We're just looking at a replay of the goals.
Yeah, just looking at the defending from Everton for Fernandes header. You've got to close those gaps, and really is Mason Holgate who should be coming across. His body's closed, his defensive positioning is incorrect. If he opens up his body, he sees Fernandes coming, and maybe he's able to get across and make some sort of challenge. But a free header from that sort of distance, you'd expect him to score.
Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is 2 minutes away from taking his team into the dressing room with a lead. A lead they've had to work hard to get after going behind to Bernard's goal. But no doubt about the first one, Fernandes. The second one, we think Fernandes as well, without a rash touch. And just looking at the official goal scoring decision, it's changed now. It has officially been given to Bruno Fernandes, which is correct. He got the goal.
I was just thinking as well, John. I mean, if Rashford did miss the ball, which he obviously did, if it hadn't have gone in, it would have been a massive miss.
Yeah, it would.
Because it seems so simple for him to get some contact on the ball, but he maybe just misjudges it in some way. But we're just seeing a shot where Martial's tried to challenge with Michael Keane. He's just got an arm in his face. Okay.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Okay. Chance to read some tweets out. Pundy Grumpet. So that's a joke on grumpy pundits on Sirius. Did they bring VAR into the US election without telling us? Oh my God, we don't want to look at it again. We've had enough of the American election. We're going for days. Be well, and big ups from Hartford, Connecticut, New England, USA. Ibn Arbo, this is a story of a typical Ole Gunnar Solskjaer United, starting great but don't take their chance. The defence is going to have a terrible season if a solution is not found immediately. Well, they've done all right today offensively, but I agree that defensively they have looked vulnerable, and you can see more goals in this game, certainly. It's 4 minutes to be added on because of this stoppage involving Anthony Martial. who we think is going to be okay. Basilonin, I'm not sure whether I'm Ollie in or Ollie out. Honestly, I'd love him to succeed at this great club, but not sure whether he's the man. Thanks for the commentary. Basil listening from Uganda. That's a good tweet.
I think
what do you think? Is it good for the club to keep Solskjaer, or do they need a change? Pochettino, of course, has gone on record this week as saying he's ready for a return to management, and obviously everybody has put 2 and 2 together and made 5 there. But
well, we've been saying it for a while, to be honest, so for it to come out now, it's hardly surprising.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing as well. Pochettino. Sorry,
of course he does. Yeah. Do you know what though? I was just looking at the bench for United as well, and if they're struggling defensively, it's hard to imagine how they can change the back four from what they have now. You know, how can they improve on it? How can they make it better? And you'd think, you know, there'd be players in the background waiting and desperate to get into the team when you know defensively they're not at their best. But this is about the best they've got, United, so they've got to improve on those 4 defenders that they've got out there at the moment.
Yeah, the only defender on the bench is Axel Twanzebe. The rest are all midfielders or attackers. Anyway, Everton have a free kick in stoppage time, midway inside the United half. Gylfi Sigurdsson will deliver right-footed into the United box, hoping to conjure an equaliser. It's headed away though by Shaw. Comes out to Bernard. And now Digne into the box, swirling cross, rather awkward one, but no harm done for Manchester United. There was an offside anyway, and they will have a free kick to their relief. We've had 2 minutes of stoppage time.
This sums up James Rodriguez's first half, to be honest. You know, he's looking across the line, he's coming in from the far side. Lucas Digne is putting the ball in left-footed. He's looking across the line, he's 2 yards offside. I mean, he's the last man at the far post. He should never be offside, but even saying that, even a tighter decision would have been better. But so much off his game at the moment in this first half.
Clearance by De Gea towards Martial, who's okay after that flailing arm hits him in the face. It's knocked away by Holgate for a throw-in, so maybe Manchester United will have a final chance to get another goal before half-time. Shaw is going to take the throw. Pickford standing by his near post again, barking instructions. It's wasted though by United. Everton clear through Keane, who thumps it upfield. It's headed away from Calvert-Lewin by Maguire, and then forward by Sigurdsson, who finds Bernard, but Wan-Bissaka is covering. Maguire plays a clearance up towards Shaw on the left-hand side. Here's Rashford over to Shaw again. Shaw bursting forward. It's a very good run by Luke Shaw, and he's got some space here for Fernandes, who finds Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka right-hand side, looking to find space for a cross, can't do so. Finds McTominay, who holds it up towards Martial, and Martial miskicks. He was trying to knock it back for Rashford, but he didn't make any connection, and Everton are able to clear up to halfway. Calvert-Lewin gets crunched in a sandwich there between Fred and McTominay. Fred, who's been effective today, is caught late there by Alan and goes down. 2 Brazilians coming together in centre midfield, and Alan is going to get booked for that challenge on his compatriot.
I think it's a foul. I'm not too sure it's a yellow card, but it was a bit frantic after the Calvert-Lewin challenge. Players were going in with some strong challenges.
Well, he's
a trip
quite late from behind.
Yeah, maybe looking at it second time, just about worthy of a yellow card, but just lost their way a little bit, Everton, in this first half, having gone 1 goal up.
Yeah, they've got both of the bookings in the half so far. Holgate has also been admonished by Paul Tierney. United, quick free kick, clever one as well towards Martial inside the Everton box. Poor touch though, tried to find McTominay, under-hit it, and there's halfway. What an eventful match, terrific watch between 2 clubs who so often serve up a treat for us in Premier League football. Everton ahead through Bernard with a shot which beat David De Gea from 18 yards, and it looked all woe for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they turned it around. Bruno Fernandes with a super header, and then a cross which we thought Marcus Rashford got a touch on, but he didn't, and Bruno Fernandes has got a double. So at half time at Goodison Park, it's Everton 1, Manchester United 2. You're listening to Premier League Live.
This November, watch the big games every weekend with Sky Sports and Sports Extra half price. This week it's Man City Liverpool, live only on Sky Sports.
Splendid, succinct Liverpool.
In one of the biggest games in the Premier League calendar.
Manchester City are being merciless.
Get Sky Sports, BT Sport and Premier Sports half price for 6 months. Search Sky Sports Sale. New Sports customers only. Standard pricing applies after 6 months or if cancelling one element of the bundle. Minimum term and further terms apply.
Let's talk about you looking after your business. Ford, looking after your vehicle. Let's talk hassle-free Ford leasing. Just a fixed monthly payment, no motor tax to deal with, and no maintenance or servicing to pay on selected plans. Get the Ford Ranger Wildtrak from €440 per month. Hassle-free Ford lease. Now we're talking. Search Ford Lease or text Ford to 50015 to speak to us about leasing your next vehicle.
Text cost to standard rate. Price quoted is for a Ranger Wildtrak with no maintenance over 4 years with a €1,750 deposit. 15,000 kilometres per annum. Business users only. Price excludes VAT. Ford Lease is provided by Marion Fleet Management. Trading as Ford Lease.
Upgrade your home viewing experience at Curry's PC World. See every tackle, shot and goal in crystal clear definition with our huge range of the latest to market large screen TVs with massive savings. Like save up to €130 on Samsung 4K TVs from only $459 and get your TV for half price. 1 in 20 win half their money back. Buy any LG OLED TV to enter with prices from just $1,249. Shop the full range online at currys.ie.
This is not the time for business as usual. It's time for effort and imagination. It's time to use technology to start your online plans. It's time to work from home, to stay in touch. It's time to look to each other. Erscá Céile. Ireland is working online with help from Black Knight and .ie, because now we need better than business as usual. Call Black Knight on 059 918 3027 or visit blackknight.ie.
123ink.ie for all your home office needs, including printers, ink, toners, paper, label markers, binders,
pens, bins, batteries, boxes, chalk, compass, files, memory sticks, highlighters, glue, notepads, pencils,
Whoa! And we're cheaper than your current supplier. 123ink.ie for home, for office, for less.
Introducing Guardson Sport. Protect your sporting equipment from COVID-19 for up to 14 days with Guardson Sport disinfectant treatment. Ideal in team sport settings with the sharing of balls, rackets, gloves, helmets and all other sporting equipment. Guardson Sport kills COVID-19 on impact, keeping surfaces free from COVID-19 and other viruses and bacteria for up to 14 days by creating a protective polymer layer on application. For more information on Guardson Sport and other quality assured, certified and approved PPE, visit yourcovidprotection.com.
Welcome back. Terrific 45 minutes at Goodison Park. It's been hugely entertaining between Everton and Manchester United. Brent tries to get a volley and misses his kick. It comes to Martial. Wonderful chance. Took it down brilliantly, but then fired it wide. Here's Bernard into the box. Squeezes it in. It's 1-0 to Everton. We've had 90 minutes. Bernard back in the team. He's been very, very lively indeed. And he's beaten David De Gea. Shaw delays the cross. Finally it comes in. Great header. Oh, that's a super header by Bruno Fernandes, and Manchester United are quickly level. Shaw with the cross from the left-hand side. Well, he's not renowned for scoring bullet headers, but he's produced an absolute cracker there. And Manchester United are back in it. Everton 1, Manchester United 1. That's a lovely ball. Here's Dean. This is a chance. And he's rattled the left foot shot off the outside of the post and behind. Marcus Rashford. Outside him is Bruno Fernandes. Back to Rashford. Oh, the header off the post and in. And Manchester United have grabbed the lead. Fernandes turns provider this time. And Marcus Rashford, via the post, heads low into the net. It's his first ever goal against Everton in 10 attempts. And it's given United the lead from behind. 32 minutes gone. It's Everton 1, Manchester United 2. Just getting another angle on this. Did Rashford get anything on this at all? I don't think he did.
No, just seeing it close up there.
Fernandes again.
It's gone straight in off the far post.
I agree. Yep, it was Bruno Fernandes, not Marcus Rashford. So Rashford's waiting for that first goal against Everton. United will be hoping he can get it in the second half. But well, the first thing to say, Clive, is what a hugely entertaining game. It's been lovely to see both teams with so many attacking intentions. They probably haven't defended as well as they'd want to, but for neutrals like us, it's been terrific.
Absolutely, and I think if you're a neutral of either side, then you're going to be enjoying your football, and I think that's what the game's all about in the Premier League. Defensively, I suppose there's going to be questions, but the game's been quite open and quite stretched, and I think when it's like that, it puts the pressure on defences to do well. But we said at the beginning of the game, both sides, for me, more of a team are Everton, but United have got the individuals, you think, with the flair and the ability to score goals. So I'm not surprised the scoreline is what it is, and I won't be surprised if there's more goals in the second half.
I think you'll find that, if you talk about players that can win games, Bruno Fernandes certainly is one. So too is James Rodriguez. But Fernandes has been very, very creative for United, not just with his 2 goals, whereas James has been pretty much anonymous, hasn't he, for Everton?
Yeah, surprisingly, because at times Everton were completely on top, and you expect your forwards and your midfield players, attacking wise, to be on the ball and getting involved and creating opportunities. And you'd have to say he's just not been involved at all, Rodriguez. But there's still another 45 to go, and they've got to come back into the game for me, Everton. They're a good side, they're a compact side, they're a team that can score goals both individually and collectively, so you'd expect more from them. There's just those frailties for me of United's defence that might cause them problems, and again, you'd expect if Everton create chances, they'll probably score.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been quite bullish this week, hasn't he, refuting suggestions that he's under pressure or that he could lose his job. I mean, obviously one swallow doesn't make a summer, but if he does win this game, it would be a 7th successive Premier League away win, but perhaps more importantly, it might get a few off his back.
Possibly. I think the one thing that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer probably would have known and got used to straight away when he took the job was you are under pressure from day one. So the results need to be there, and they haven't been there, so of course he's under pressure. Whatever he says, he's under pressure because United have to do better. You wonder about them, you wonder can they improve as the season goes on, and can he keep himself in a job? But a win today will certainly help that, and as we said at the top of the show, 3 wins on the spot, on the bounce, and all of a sudden they're in a much more positive position, so his job would be reasonably safe for another couple of weeks, shall we say.
Yeah, and Everton, I mean, it's all gone a bit off the boil for them, hasn't it? They draw with Liverpool, all right, that's a derby. They lose to Southampton, they lose to Newcastle, they're losing to Manchester United. I mean, 3 defeats in a row would take quite a lot of the sheen off what so far has been a pretty reasonable season for them.
Yeah, and it was amazing, wasn't it? They got out of the blocks at the beginning of the season, and I thought, what a good side they looked. All of a sudden, they were a bit special, and someone you can say with the manager, has got his team into the right sort of formula at the right time. They've got off to a great start, and it's gone off the rails slightly. They're going to have to put that right if they want to sustain this sort of tremendous start that they've had to the season, but there's still work to do. They still prove that they can score goals, and you can see it coming again.
Yeah, plenty still to come on this Premier League Saturday. We've got Crystal Palace against Leeds coming up after this one. Russ Hargreaves and Gabby Agbon-Lahore will be talking you through that one. Let's hear from the Palace boss, Roy Hodgson, who's looking forward to playing the newly promoted Leeds team, who he thinks are great going forward, but maybe less so at the back.
There's no way around that. I mean, the fact is, if you're going to get a lot of players forward, which will give you a chance to score goals, there's no question of that. There's always going to be the risk that against teams that have got quick players or who are very adept at using counter-attacking tactics, they're likely to cause you a few problems on the counter-attack. There's no ways around that. That's the way you set your stall out. I will say one thing, I think Leeds, for a team that throw a lot of players forward, managed to get them back pretty quickly, in most instances, more quickly than many teams are able to do. So that is the way that Marcelo Bielsa and the Leeds team have set out to play. That is their style. Everyone knows what it is, but you've got to be good enough to deal with it.
Well, that's Roy Hodgson, 2 old hands, he and Marcelo Bielsa lock horns at Selhurst Park. That's coming up in an hour and a half's time, 3 o'clock local time. As I mentioned, Russ Hargreaves and the former Villa and England striker Gabriel Bonlahor will be across that one for you. Then it's Chelsea against Sheffield United. Clive Walker's team looking to follow up last weekend's thumping win against Burnley with victory against another of the struggling clubs. Sheffield United still bottom with only a point. Tom Rennie and Dave Kitson bringing you that one. And at 8 o'clock, West Ham United against Fulham in a London derby. Fulham, having finally got off the mark win-wise with that victory over West Brom, will be looking to try and push on in their battle against relegation. Andrew Self and Rufus Brevitt with that one. Here it's beautifully poised with Manchester United with their noses just in front, but neither side looking particularly secure at the back, and both being very ambitious going forward. I reckon there'll be a goal or two to enjoy in the second half, which is coming up now on Premier League Live.
This November, watch the big games every weekend with Sky Sports and Sports Extra half price. This week it's Man City Liverpool, live only on Sky Sports.
Splendid, succinct Liverpool.
In one of the biggest games in the Premier League calendar.
Manchester City are being merciless.
Get Sky Sports, BT Sport and Premier Sports half price for 6 months. Search Sky Sports Sale. New Sports customers only. Standard pricing applies after 6 months or if cancelling one element of the bundle. Minimum term and further terms apply.
Get ready and hold on tight, because the Premier League is here! Which teams will stay on track? And who'll go off the rail? Get the Irish Sun for top transfer news, exclusive star interviews and opinions from the biggest names in football. Plus expert analysis of every action-packed match in our fantastic goals pull-out each weekend. Stay up to speed, because you never know what the Premier League is going to throw up. Pick up the Irish Sun today.
Create the Premier League atmosphere at home with Harvey Norman, the home of the big screen. Feel like you're on the pitch with our stunning range of 4K smart LED and OLED TVs from LG, starting from just $449. Plus, hear every kick, save, tackle, decision with LG's best-in-class soundbars. Get TV ready for all the big games with Harvey Norman. Shop online today or safely in our spacious stores. Harvey Norman, home of the big screen.
Go! Demanding a high performance from your team. You should be demanding the same from your tires. The Irish Tyre Industry Association is urging motorists to stay safe this winter and check the condition of your tyres. You could even be liable for a fine and 2 penalty points if found driving with tyres below the legal tread depth limit of 1.6 millimeters. ITIA expert technicians will carry out a free tyre safety check to ensure your tyres are safe and legal. Visit itia.ie to find your local expert.
As Ireland's homegrown insurer, FPD knows it's empowering when someone has your back. So switch your van insurance to us and get up to 75% no-claim discount. Visit fpd.ie to request a quote. FPD Insurance. Support. It's what we do. Terms, conditions and underwriting criteria apply. 75% no-claims discount is based on proof of 5 years no-claims discount and available to new commercial motor customers only. FPD Insurance Group Limited, trading as FPD Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. Commercial motor insurance is underwritten by FPD Insurance PLC.
At Paddy Power, we know competition for the remote control can be fierce at the weekends. So, in order to give the non-football loving occupants of your house something to do, here are some of our top suggestions. Go for a walk. Walk the dog. Walk to the shops. Go cycling. Cycle the dog. Recycle the dog. Just go! All very good options, we say. And that's not the only one. Get a completely free €5 bet on Man City v Liverpool this Sunday. Claim yours now. Paddy Power. Online exclusive. New customers must deposit 1 bet per customer. Opt-in required. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gamblingcare.ie.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Manchester United from Goodison Park. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me is the former Chelsea, Brighton and Fulham winger, Clive Walker. This is Premier League Live. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer walks back out from the dressing room and into the arena deep in thought, leading by 2-1 in a game which some said he had to win to keep his job. He is winning it at the moment, but he will be only too well aware that there have been frailties at the back for Manchester United, as there have been for Everton, and that both teams have potential match winners in this game. It should be a hugely entertaining second half. Everton are already out on the field, and Manchester United as well. Solskjaer's having to walk quite a long way to get from the far corner of Goodison Park, where of course the visiting teams change in a porter cabin in these COVID times, but he's just about reached the dugouts. Bruno Fernandes got both goals, that is official. Second one, we thought Rashford had got a touch, certainly looked that way from this angle anyway. But credited to Bruno Fernandes, who's now gone to 6 goals for the season. It's not often he gets 2, and neither of them is a penalty kick. The kickoff taken by Everton, wearing blue and white, up against Manchester United in red and black. Can United end their horrible week where they've lost both in League and Champions League? Everton quickly on the front foot, straight away to Doucouré's there, and the shot is blocked by Luke Shaw. And Everton very, very quickly underway, but Rashford coming forward at pace for United finally runs into trouble through Holgate. Clive, if that's any kind of precursor to the second half, with Everton seeing a shot and United countering within the first 30 seconds, it's going to be good.
It's going to be a few goals, isn't it, if this continues, John, for sure. But you know what, it's a great challenge, by Luke Shaw a few moments ago.
Yeah.
When you talk about defenders, we spoke about it in the first half with Mason Holgate, doesn't get across and make any sort of challenge to Fernandes. And this was a similar situation, only the ball's on the floor. Luke Shaw gets across and recognises the danger, makes the block, stops the shot coming in. And it's as simple as that. It's realising where the danger is. Luke Shaw does it brilliantly.
Yeah, no changes for either manager at half-time, as Everton look to come forward again with Alan, who finds Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin's got a man out wide. It's Digne who plays it back to Sigurdsson, square to Alan. Alan trying to find a teammate on the wide flank. It's James Rodriguez. I think Ancelotti will want him to step up. He's been very, very quiet indeed. He's forced all the way back here as he scoops it across towards the returning Mason Holgate. First appearance of the season for the Everton centre half. I'll give you the two teams. Jordan Pickford's in goal for Everton. The back four is Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Mason Holgate and Luca Digne. Midfield is Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alan and Gylfi Sigurdsson. Up front, James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the goal scorer Bernard. Manchester United have David De Gea in goal, celebrating his 30th birthday and looking or hoping that he'll celebrate it with a win. The back four is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw. In front of them, Fred and Scott McTominay. Then it's Bruno Fernandes, the 2-goal hero so far, Juan Mata and Marcus Rashford. Up front, Anthony Martial, who's on the ball now, Martial, and flicks it away towards Juan Mata on that far side, stumbles slightly and loses possession, the Spaniard, and Everton have it again with Luca Digne, who's shoved in the back by Juan Mata, and that will be a free kick. Joe Ely's with us as ever. John and Clive, you two are the best. Thanks for riding along with me on a 14-mile training run on a beautiful sunny autumn morning in Indiana, USA. Everton must show their quality in this 45 if they are to be taken seriously. Hi to you, Joe. You're putting us all to shame with your fitness regime as ever. Dominic Calvert-Lewin goes sliding forward into the box, claiming he was pushed. Aaron Wan-Bissaka protests his innocence. I'm just going to look at it again here.
Fantastic play by Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
He really does well. He gets up and tries to chest the ball down and get it beyond, and just gets his body in front of Wan-Bissaka, who's trying to recover. And there's a coming together of bodies. I think that's got to be a free kick, just outside the penalty area.
Yeah, it's been
chance
given
for Everton, this.
It is a chance.
And they've started brighter.
Yeah,
Everton have been the better of the two sides. Well, we talked about United at the beginning of the game, got out the blocks very, very quickly. It was Everton is Everton in this second half who started much, much quicker. Obviously, something being said at half-time from the manager.
Yeah, free kick is on the far corner of the 18-yard box. Sigurdsson and Digne are the two players standing over the ball. You'd fancy Sigurdsson maybe to whip it in with that right foot. We've had 4 minutes of the second half. It is Sigurdsson. It's a solid header away, though, by Wan-Bissaka, almost to halfway. Coleman will knock it back in for Everton. That's cleverly left by Bruno Fernandes. He was going to head it, then he ducked, and the ball went bouncing behind for a goal kick. Everton only one win in their last 11 home games against Manchester United. It was a thumping win by 4-1. 4 of the last 8 Premier League encounters between these two clubs have finished level. The two managers both grey-haired, I would say. Ancelotti grey and Solskjaer greying. And I wouldn't have thought the current situation would help Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with his greying hair, but that's a foul by, is it Bruno Fernandes? Paul Tierney's got a yellow card, and Manchester United's 2-goal.
It's a late challenge. I mean, he's thrown his arms in the air, but Sigurdsson does really well. He gets his toe to the ball just in front of the challenge.
Yeah,
it's a
booking.
It's a booking. I don't think he can complain at that. I mean, he is complaining, but I don't think he should. I think it's a foul.
He has any right to complain.
I think it's a foul, and just accept your yellow card.
Yeah, absolutely. First yellow card for United. Everton had 2 first half. Allan and Holgate.
But that's what sums up teams sometimes as well. You know, they've started brightly in the first half, Man United, but not brightly second half. Now giving away silly free kicks and getting yellow cards. You know, it's not a good start for United.
Everton have a throw in 10 yards from the corner flag on the far side. Here's Bernard there, goal scorer. Ball's gone out of play. Which way is it given? It's given to Manchester United, I think.
I think he got that wrong, the referee.
Extremely unhappy about the award of that throw in. But United get the verdict. Wan-Bissaka has the ball in his hands.
Goodness me, what a bad throw-in. I mean, he's trying to throw it back to Lindelof, who's completely under pressure, and he just smashes it back into touch and gives Everton the advantage. Ridiculous.
A professional footballer would know how to take a throw-in.
He's not the best Wan-Bissaka, I must say.
But he hasn't had the best game, has he? Because Everton have always threatened down his flank. Here's Coleman. Shaw's had a much better game and nicks it away from his opposite, number 23. Fred with a clever ball. Now then, here's Rashford, who's got pace, we know that. Rashford, who celebrated his 23rd birthday on Halloween a week ago. Referee's blown his whistle. It's going to be a free kick to Everton.
I'm not sure what that's for, because I don't think it's a foul on Rashford, and I think Everton come out with the ball. So why has he brought it back and given Everton a free kick? Might be something he said, Rashford.
Yeah, might be. Danny Black, listening in Accra in Ghana. Feels like watching you live on TV. He says, keep up the good work. Thank you. Keep the tweets coming in. We had loads coming in the first half. Trevor Welsh has tweeted us also, urging you to keep the comments coming. Trevor is the presenter in Cork in Ireland, where we're delighted to be broadcasting today. Hello to everyone in Cork and all of Ireland. Hope you're enjoying the colour. I know there's a massive amount of Manchester United fans in the Emerald Isle. Here's Calvert-Lewin down the left-hand side for Everton. Clips the cross in towards James, who tries to volley it acrobatically, but it's blocked by Maguire. And then Mata pushes it upfield to Fernandes, who finds Martial. Martial does well to hold off his man just inside his own half, pushes the ball square to Luke Shaw. Shaw looks to have overhit that ball. It's applauded by Bruno Fernandes, but I think it was the intention rather than the execution that was being applauded there, because it was never anywhere near him.
Well, we said this in the first half, didn't we, about the attacking intent, and when you're in the ascendancy that you need to score. And Everton have come out the blocks very, very quickly. Here we are, 8 minutes into the second half, had most of the ball, looked the most dangerous, been very effective going forward. Can't quite find that clear shot or header at goal, and the goal hasn't come, but they've just got to keep pressing Everton if they want to get back on level terms. United still got that pace to attack and hit them on the counter-attack, but United, for me, have gone flat.
Manchester United looking for their 7th successive away Premier League win, equalling a record they set in 1993. But Everton are on the attack now, but United get lucky. The low cross in deflects off a defender, which allows David De Gea, all in yellow, to make a comfortable grab. We've mentioned before he's 30 today. David De Gea hasn't had a particularly busy birthday yet, has he? No chance with the goal. But he hasn't really been tested that often by Everton.
Not too much. And again, there they've got into great position, Everton, but the final ball in, he doesn't work hard enough for me on the ball. James Rodriguez could have done better.
Everton have a free kick just inside the United half for a foul on Allan, who's holding his wrist and looking slightly pained by that challenge. I think it was the way he fell. He was held by McTominay. It's a correct decision. Nearly 10 minutes have gone in the second half. United still leading 2-1. Both goals from Bruno Fernandes after Bernard had given Everton the lead. Here's Keane, once of United, finding Holgate. Back to Jordan Pickford, another goalkeeper, hasn't really had a huge amount to do. A lot of focus on the two keepers, particularly Pickford, who was dropped last weekend, although Ancelotti was very quick this week to insist that he would be back.
It's not dropped anymore, John, is it? It's rested.
Arrested, sorry. Yeah. I like dropped better, it's more dramatic.
Of course.
Here's Holgate.
I think Yerry Mina will come on. He's been warming up quite frantically for Everton, and just feel Mason Holgate is a little bit ring rusty, a little bit slow in his use of the ball.
Here's Rashford, intercepted though by Doucouré for Everton. There's a real tangle of limbs inside the United half as both teams were desperate to win back possession. It's the free kick awarded the way of the men in blue and white.
There's an enthusiasm about Everton at the moment though, isn't there? Yeah. Since the half-time break that maybe waned a bit as that first half wore on with confidence, but I think there's an enthusiasm about them at the moment that suggests they might get something out of it, or they might leave themselves open at the other end.
Here are United on the counter-attack. It's Fred coming forward down the left-hand side in a wide position to which he's not necessarily accustomed. Everton have got the ball off him. It's gone away for a throw. It'll be taken by Seamus Coleman. John Beeve, good afternoon, presenters. This match will finish Everton 2, Manchester United 3. Johnny Best in Port Harcourt in Nigeria. Well, certainly, Johnny, I agree there will be more goals in this one, I'm absolutely sure. Here's Seamus Coleman for Everton, flicking it forward towards Alan. Cut out by Harry Maguire. Has it gone out of play? It just has, bouncing out of play. Paul Pogba is warming up for Manchester United, as is Edinson Cavani. It's not often you get two players of that quality on one bench in a single game, but as Clive said earlier, they've got plenty of attacking options from the substitutes bench, but not many defensively, United. Here's Alan sweeping it forward out wide to Digne, Paul Pogba's French international teammate, who rolls it back to Bernard. Square ball by Bernard across the centre circle to Keane. This is Seamus Coleman, the Everton captain, finding James. And now Coleman trying to get past Fred. He's done that. It's still Seamus Coleman. It's a brilliant run. Can he go all the way, Coleman? His shot in the end is blocked by Lindelof. It was a wonderful run by the Irishman. And in the end it took a good block by Victor Lindelof.
He just tried to do too much for me in the end. I think by doing too much on the ball you end up getting a little bit tired and frustrated, and he tried to get a shot away, and all of a sudden it was easy for United to clear. But great break by Seamus Coleman. There's just those little gaps at the moment in United's midfield that Everton are exploiting and getting between the lines, and because of that they're looking a little bit more threatening. United are more about just trying to keep it tight and then just hitting on the counter-attack.
Here's Keane. Ben says from Ibadan, Nigeria, don't care who wins, enjoying the commentary as always. What do you think about Jose Mourinho's sentiments regarding Wales having an Arsenal physiotherapist? I can sum that up in one word for you, Ben: ridiculous. The idea that, you know, an Arsenal physio is going to tamper with Gareth Bale when he's on international duty. I mean, the Wales physio's job is to help win the game for Wales. I don't imagine he gives a second thought to Jose Mourinho and Tottenham Hotspur. That's what I think anyway. Here's Scott McTominay, centre midfield for United. He's managed to find a decent ball out there to Wan-Bissaka, who's got support from Juan Mata. Here's Fred clipping it in, almost a useful ball. It was well cut out by Everton. Then there's a push there by Sigurdsson on Fernandes, and it's going to be a Manchester United free kick. 58.5 minutes gone at Goodison Park. It's been a really entertaining watch, this one, and well, you wouldn't bet any money at all on the scoreline remaining the same. You sense there are goals here, and United will have an opportunity here perhaps to try and find one, courtesy of a free kick.
Difficult one, this. No real angle on the ball to get anything delivered to the far post, but it's too far out for a shot as well, so someone like Juan Mata might conjure something up here.
Yeah.
Just don't need to be too deep, Everton.
It is Mata who steps forward, clips it in. It looks a bit long. Pickford's dropped it. Maguire onto the roof of the net. It would have counted. Jordan Pickford, potentially another clanger there. He had it in both hands, but he didn't cling on. And he dropped it at the feet of his England teammate Harry Maguire, who with his knee lifted the ball just over the bar and onto the roof of the net, thanks to another England player, Michael Keane, who did well to react quickly and prevent Maguire scoring. Well, Pickford under the spotlight again there.
Yeah, there's a hand on his chest as he goes to catch the ball, and he's suggesting there's a push. Now, for me, Pickford should take this cleanly. He shouldn't worry about anything like that. It's over the top of Harry Maguire. Nothing's going to happen. He just takes the ball cleanly. And he's dropped it. I don't think he can have any complaints. There is barely the slightest of touch, but he should still take the ball cleanly.
Yep, I agree. And it would have counted. I think it was a goal kick. I gather, I didn't see the game in full, but I gather Robin Olsen, the Swedish international who's on the bench, the sub-keeper for Everton, had a decent game against Newcastle despite the defeat. He's a very experienced goalkeeper. Harry Maguire actually scored against him in the World Cup in 2018 when England beat Sweden. Oh, that's late by Martial, who may well get a booking here.
Yeah, it's a big screen by Mason Holgate. I can't believe this is actually a great deal of contact. Just looking at clearance again, Michael Keane actually makes good contact with Harry Maguire trying to clear the ball.
Here's Fred into the midfield for Fernandes. Decent ball in towards Martial. Tried to turn and pirouette his way through. Not able to, as you say, well defended by Everton, who will look to counter here with Bernard, who finds James. James with a crossfield ball. It's a wonderful ball too, and it's found Digne. This is good from Everton. Calvert-Lewin's peeled away, and Digne's continued his run, and that's a super tackle by Harry Maguire. Is it flags up anyway for offside? And well, that was really good play by Everton.
It's good, but it's good play, but I think Calvert-Lewin was offside initially, and we know we talk about the linesman allowing things to go on and continue. Well, there's a great challenge coming in from Harry Maguire, but in the follow-through he's caught Luca Digne, and if he's hurt him or injured him, you know what, that could be averted if the flag goes up straight away.
I know what you mean.
And these are the situations that players worry about.
Yeah.
You know, that someone gets injured when there really was no need for him to get injured. It was a 50-50 ball. Both players quite at their rights to go for it. Harry Maguire with a big solid challenge, and rightly so, wins it as a centre back. But Luca Digne has got every right to go for it as well, but he's still down. He got hurt in the challenge, and if the flag had gone up he wouldn't have got hurt.
That's a very interesting point, Clive, and I agree with you. I don't think Maguire, I don't think it was a penalty. I think he played the ball and followed through.
Challenge.
Yeah, it was a really good challenge.
The ball's
but
there
as you
to
say,
be won.
His right foot has landed on Digne's ankle, but as you say, the linesman knew it was offside, but of course he's told not to raise the flag. He's doing the right thing. You can't blame him.
No,
but you're right. I've never looked at it in that way, actually, Clive. But I take your point entirely. And well, Everton will be hoping that Luca Digne isn't badly injured. He's still on the deck.
I think as well, John. You know, the one thing is with players, when it gets inside that 6-yard box, they go for the ball 100%. Now, whether that's a defender making a challenge, whether it's an attacker trying to score, whether it's a little sprint of 10 or 15 yards, you know, it's full on. And if that's offside 3 or 4 seconds earlier, and it's blatantly offside, as that one particularly was, then they can pull hamstrings, they can pull calf muscles, whatever it is, or they can just blatantly fall over and get injured, you know what I mean, or a challenge or whatever, and that's wrong. I don't think players should get injured in that way, because, well, the rules are what they are, but, you know, I just think it needs looking at.
Nuka 11, who has a Manchester United badge, as the avatar says, for the sake of consistency we have to make the change to a better manager or we'll be mid-table. Actually, if United win this game, they'll only be up to 13th in the table. Started the day 6th from bottom. Sean C. Nolan, cheers from the Central California coast. Love the commentary, hoping Manchester United can get it together and take 3 points. I like the way Americans put their middle initial in. I'm John M. Anderson, by the way. What's the C stand for? What are you, Clive?
I haven't got one. No.
You haven't got one?
No.
You're just plain Clive Walker?
Yeah, and my 2 sons as well.
Good for you. Mine's Mark with a C, which because of my French connections. 64 minutes gone. Everton 1, Manchester United 2 it remains.
Luke Shaw's done really well there. He's put Seamus Coleman under pressure, and Coleman was trying to allow the ball to run over the byline, and he just hooked his leg round Luke Shaw without fouling, and it's ricocheted off of Coleman and gone for a corner. It's one they didn't think they were going to get, United.
Bruno Fernandes looking to create a goal, having scored 2 already, will swing it in with his right foot. Again, it's a very poor delivery, and it's knocked away by Coleman at the near post.
Not like him at all.
No, absolutely. Bernard crossfield towards Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin's made a mess of his control there. It's come off, bobbled off his shin.
He's looking for help, isn't he?
Halfway line, yeah. I think he was trying to swing it away first time.
Yeah, I think it was going. I think Everton are going to make a change as well.
Alexi Iwobi is talking to Carlo Ancelotti on the far side of the field, and looking as if he's going to come on in just a moment. Here's Shaw down the line to Fernandes, tackled well though by Coleman. Fernandes has pulled Coleman back. It's a free kick to...
He's got to be careful, Fernandes.
Yes, he's already been booked, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's dragging back Coleman there.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the drag, but it was also the fact that he refused to retreat for the free kick, prevented them from taking it quickly, although that was a real wrestling.
6 and 2 threes, I suppose.
That was Olympic wrestling, wasn't it, between Coleman and Fernandes, or judo even. He basically got hold of him and threw him to the ground, Coleman. Iwobi is on with 66 minutes played for Everton, and he's replaced their goal scorer, Bernard. The Brazilian makes way for a player who I know will be greeted by many of our listeners in Nigeria. And Manchester United are about to bring on a substitute as well. I think it's Axel Tuanzebe who's being prepared by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so we have a bit of a lull in proceedings at the moment. Ibrahim K was another one with the middle initial K. Oyekanmi enjoying your great commentary from the sunny city of Ibadan in Nigeria via Beat FM. Some of the younger kids should be given opportunities to fight for shirts in the Man United defence. That's exactly what's happening now, because Shaw has gone off and Axel Tuanzebe is coming on for Manchester United. 22-year-old, born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but he came to the Manchester area as a 3-year-old and has been at the club since he was 8. Here's Everton on the far side, and good tackle by Tuanzebe with his first touch. Here's Martial coming through midfield, but losing his footing and losing possession as well. Everton have it with Alan square to Digne, who pings it across. Maguire is there with a cushioned header to take it across to his defensive partner Lindelof, whose clearance isn't great, but no harm done for United. Mata is fouled. They have a free kick. We're midway through the second half, and Manchester United are still clinging on to the lead that they had in
I think you're right.
Half-time interval.
You're right as well, John. They are clinging on, United, and you just feel that if Everton can muster up a couple of opportunities, there's every chance they're going to get a draw at least out of this game. You just feel there's still goals to come, because both sides are capable of letting goals in, as we've already seen. Yeah. But United still look very, very frail.
They do. It's back with David De Gea, who pushes it forward to Fred. Here's McTominay, taller of the two Manchester United defensive midfield players. It's come off a United player for a throw in to Everton, which is taken quickly, and far too quickly in fact, given away. Mata finds Lindelof. It's all a bit messy at the moment, isn't it? Neither side really able to produce anything of any great quality in the last couple of minutes or so.
It's interesting to see, with the Iwobi coming on for Sigurdsson, it looks like Bernard's gone to that left side again. He was playing right side, and I thought in the early stages of the game him and Luca Digne really linked up well, but he changed sides. He's gone back to that left flank now, and maybe the fullback and Bernard can link up a little bit better as the second half wears on.
Here's Holgate finding James, who continues to be frustratingly quiet for Everton. Keane forward, away by Maguire. Wan-Bissaka just toe pokes it out of harm's way under pressure from Alex Iwobi. Here's Iwobi, though, coming forward menacingly for Everton. Ball into the box towards Calvert-Lewin. Keeps his feet well, just inside the penalty area, but now forced to go backwards out of it. Finding Alan, who's pushed it back to Keane. And United have done well there with the press to get the ball all the way back to Jordan Pickford, who spears it away with his left foot. And Wan-Bissaka can't get a firm touch on it. Here's Bernard. And now James cross, useful one. Iwobi inside the Manchester United penalty area, clips it into the box. Maguire away. Everton asking all the questions at the moment. Iwobi's been lively since he came on. Finds Seamus Coleman down the right hand side, forced to go back. Iwobi again, and United once more have managed to drive Everton back in that block. Here's Rodriguez. Lovely chip cross to Digne. Digne into the box, deflected away. Maguire toe pokes it to safety. Fernandes tries to win the ball in a 50-50 with Alan. Nothing wrong with Fernandes' challenge, but Alan has gone down holding his ankle.
Every time he makes this sort of challenge, Fernandes, you just, on the full stretch, just wonder if there's anything going to happen. He did catch Alan, to be honest, but I think it's the momentum going forward after he played the ball and it just collided with the midfield player. But you know what, you sometimes take your challenges and see what happens, and he gets away with that one, Fernandes.
I tell you what, I'm glad I can't lip read Portuguese, because I don't think it was particularly friendly between Fernandes and Alan. Portuguese, of course, being the native tongue of Brazilians as well as players from Portugal. I'm sure they'll have a rather more friendly chat after the game. At the moment, there's all to be played for us. 19 minutes left. Still 2-1 to United. Here's Everton, though, coming forward. Calvert-Lewin chases, but Maguire's going to get there first. Decides against a back pass and clips it infield. It's good play by Maguire. He's found Fred. Fred chips it down the line. Miles offside, surely. Rashford, saved by Pickford. No flag. Goodness me, that would have counted had he beaten Pickford there, but he didn't. Here's McTominay.
It's a good chance for Rashford, isn't it?
Could
have finished the game off there if he'd put that one away. Good save by Pickford, just stands up and stays big. On the rack a little bit now, Everton.
Here's Fred, centre midfield. Just rolls it into Fernandes, who clips it back to McTominay. Now Fred again. McTominay's had a good game for United. Martial finding Rashford, edge of the penalty area, flicks it back to Fred, and now Fernandes to Rashford, who can't control it, and Pickford is out to smother at the feet of Juan Mata to make sure that he doesn't get an attempt on goal.
Did well there, Jordan Pickford.
Yes,
very quick to pick up the loose ball. Could have fallen kindly for a United player, but Rashford's first touch lets him down, which is surprising.
Yes, it was rather heavy one. Here's Iwobi collecting the ball from James. There's an overlap with Coleman down the right hand side. Here's Seamus Coleman. Good block though by Axel Tuanzebe, the man who's replaced Luke Shaw at left back for Manchester United.
Well, at the moment the game being so wide open and the substitutes are beginning to make an impact, you've got to feel that anything can happen between now and the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been still a compelling game.
Yeah,
probably
very open.
Open. Maybe not quite as much quality as there was in the first half. Here's Iwobi, hooks it back to Doucouré. Clever header by him into James. James chips it into the box. It's controlled by Lindelof, who just about got it away. Fernandes hooks it rather desperate fashion to Keane, who goes all the way back to Jordan Pickford.
Come on there, Michael Keane. Yeah. That could have been an awkward one. Bounced quite high. I think he was going to head it at first, but decided to let it drop onto the half volley and plays it back on the half volley with his left foot. And too many centre backs can do that with the skill that he showed there.
Maguire. It's a great ball. Here's Rashford, edge of the penalty area. Marcus Rashford for United. Tees up a chance, Mata, who tried to tuck it inside the far post, but it was blocked by Holgate on its way through, and suddenly Everton will break with Doucouré, who's found Iwobi. Iwobi's got support here from Bernard, whose goal put Everton ahead, but will count for nothing unless they can get another. It's Alan towards Calvert-Lewin. Tussle with Doucouré in midfield, and Fred. Doucouré wins it and finds Digne over on the far side. This is James. blocked by McTominay. It comes through to Alan, who negotiates his way past Fernandez cleverly and manages to find Alex Iwobi, the former Arsenal man, who crosses, and Calvert-Lewin would have had a header but for the intervention of Harry Maguire, who got in front of his man and flicked it away.
I think he's had a good game.
Yes,
Harry Maguire really has defended solidly. That's a great header.
Here's James. Out it goes to Alex Iwobi inside the United box, trying to go round the outside of Twanzebe. He got round him but couldn't get past him, but Twanzebe's intervention has led to an Everton corner with 15 minutes gone. You're right about Maguire, he's been terrific.
Just about his position, and we're just seeing a shot of it now, and
really
just gets himself into great position at the near post, because it's a really good ball in as well. So sometimes they're the ones that are hard to defend against if your position is wrong. He's got it spot on.
James with the corner for Everton, still trailing. In it comes, very solid header away by Twanzebe, who's done well since he came on for Luke Shaw. He's been involved in quite a few useful defensive interventions. That one brings about another Everton corner.
Another good header, isn't it?
Yes.
Really good, solid defender. And United are probably going to have to do this for the last 15 minutes.
In it comes, very long. Maguire again is first to the ball, and then Rashford heads it. Then Bernard! His eyes lit up on the edge of the box as he went for the volley, but when it came, he's smashed it miles over the crossbar.
It's a poor effort in the end. He's better than that. He's got such a good left foot. Doesn't get the contact he's looking for.
We've just seen a graphic which suggests that Rashford was onside when I incorrectly called that he must have been off. And had he beaten Jordan Pickford, it would have been 3-1 to United.
Seemed to have a lot to aim at, but in the natural speed of the game, just get your head down and hit the target, which is what he's done. But Pickford just gets a leg to it and pushes it away.
Still never scored against Everton, Rashford. We thought he had first half, but it was credited to Fernandez correctly. Here's Fernandez, who's got the 2 goals so far that look as if they might bring a smile to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's face after a horrible, wretched week for United. Toothless against Arsenal last weekend, clueless defensively against the Turkish minnows from Başakşehir in midweek in the Champions League. It was the first time the Turkish side had ever won a Champions League game in their first season in the competition. Here's Jordan Pickford in lime green, pushing the ball square to Mason Holgate. Everton running out of time, 13.5 minutes of normal time remain, as Michael Keane, the former United player, launches it up towards Calvert-Lewin, who can't control it.
He's not had the service today, Calvert-Lewin, has he? I mean, the ones that have come up to him, he's made the best that he possibly can. So it looks like Everton will make a change. Tossen coming on.
Manchester United have faced a Turkish team in Turkey in midweek. We'll be facing a Turkish striker in just a moment in
Maybe it's an omen.
Yeah. Here's Rashford, though, for United. Edge of the box, tries to play a 1-2 with Fernandez, but Mata does well to rescue the situation. And then Fernandez plays a poor ball. And Dino will clip it forward with his left foot up towards Calvert-Lewin, who controls with his chest, plays a good ball into Bernard and goes for the return. This is good from Everton. It's Calvert-Lewin. Very little support for him at the moment. Dominic Calvert-Lewin inside the box, tries to find Doucouré, and it's clipped to United's leg, I think, on the way through, and gone behind for a corner. That was good by Calvert-Lewin.
Much better by Everton. Yeah, it's a decent ball into him, isn't it? It's on his chest, he's brought it down, he's continued his run, he's played a 1-2, he's almost got the ball into the box with Doucouré to siphon home. Yeah, great attacking play, and it goes through Calvert-Lewin, and Everton just haven't done that enough.
Here's the corner, it's taken short, it's Digne. It's an outswinger. United have dealt with it. Fred will try and prevent it from going for a throw. He's done that. He's rolled it down the line. Jordan Pickford comes a long way out of his penalty area to field the ball and push it forward to Iwobi, who finds Alan, socks rolled down, a la Jack Grealish. Here's Alan on the ball again, on halfway for Everton. Just pushing and probing and trying to find a decent pass, which he does, to Coleman on the far side. Iwobi's gone on an overlap. Here's Alex Iwobi now, trying to get past Twanzebe. Can't do so. It's Alan again, but he's forced to go back. What United have done well, I think, is frustrate Everton's attempts to get forward. Here's Digne. Thought about a cross early, but has come back and found James. James gives it away to Wan-Bissaka, but Everton quickly win it back with Alan. Here's Doucouré, And now Bernard finding James, his cross deflected. It's another Everton corner. They're putting a bit of pressure on Manchester United with 11 minutes left, and the substitution is now going to be made. And Cenk Tosun, who's going to replace James, who's been hugely disappointing for Everton. All of his 3 goals so far this season have come at Goodison Park, but no sign of that being elongated, that record today. Everton corner, it's an outswinger, and it eludes Calvert-Lewin. Rashford has it for United, looking to move forward at pace beyond Iwobi. This is a brilliant run by Marcus Rashford, who still has it, looks for support. Iwobi does well. He was beaten the first time, Iwobi, but he got back and nicked it off Marcus Rashford on the second attempt. Here's Coleman. Iwobi darts down the flank. Coleman comes in field, plays a poor ball, which is intercepted by Maguire. United have it now, and then roll it rather aimlessly straight at Keane. Back it comes to Iwobi on the right hand side for Everton, who've got 10 minutes to try and avoid a third successive defeat in the Premier League. Iwobi out wide to Bernard. Bernard, who's got 1 goal, looks to set up another, but that one's gone a long way over the crossbar. It was neither a shot nor a cross, really, and it didn't bother De Gea. And Paul Pogba is about to come on for Manchester United.
I'm surprised Everton took so long over bringing Tosun on, because we've said it most of the game that James Rodriguez didn't seem to be on his game today, and sometimes that happens, but it's taken a long time to make that substitution for Everton. But now Paul Pogba's going to come on for Juan Mata, possibly more defensive, I guess, than Mata, and United probably going to try and hang on to this 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I think Cavani's going to come on as well.
Fresh legs.
Uruguayan for his 5th substitute appearance since joining Manchester United as a free agent, of course, having been released by Paris Saint-Germain. He's going to replace Anthony Martial. Martial back from his domestic suspension today, having scored in the Champions League in midweek, makes way. Edinson Cavani is 33 years of age, the Uruguayan, who's played in 3 World Cups. He's won goodness knows how many titles in his career with PSG, who are serial title winners in France. De Gea clears. Here is Pogba with his first touch to control with his chest, and then win a throw off the shins of Alex Iwobi. Pogba's got that sort of, what does it look like, a skunk's tail, I would say. His hair cut with a thick white stripe down the middle. Here's Cavani. That's a good ball into Pogba. Pogba wrestling with his opposite number 6 Alan and overdoing it. Pogba, he's got injured in committing that foul, but he's okay. Here's Seamus Coleman for Everton. Fortunate deflection for the home side, and Coleman's on his way. He was clipped there. It's going to be a free kick to Everton. The covering McTominay took him down after Fred had initially had a go at him.
I think Fred was lucky here.
Yeah.
I think if Coleman goes down initially, which a lot of players do, go down cheaply, I think Fred would have got a yellow card. Oh, he is coming back. He did get it.
It's taken. Oh,
he did get the yellow
Everton
card.
will be cursing the referee here. They wanted to take a quick free kick, and it caught United napping, but the referee hadn't completed the booking. So the free kick will have to be retaken.
I think the referee's made a good decision there. I think Fred should get yellow card for the initial challenge, although Coleman didn't go to ground. And again, we always want to take quick free kicks and keep the game flowing and catch other teams out, but I think he's right as well to bring it back.
It's going to be Lucadinha to swirl it in with his left foot. De Gea on his 30th birthday will be keen not to concede, and Maguire makes sure again that he doesn't. Maguire has won every header.
He's probably been back to his best today. He's probably the best performance I've seen him for a long time.
Yeah, I would agree.
Been very solid at the back there.
Here's Bernard finding Holgate. Holgate into the box. Awkward one for United to defend. Did that get a flick off anyone on the way through? If it did, it was Doucouré. And it'll be a goal kick to Manchester United.
I don't know what Doucouré's doing here. I mean, he's gone so close on Fernandes. Fernandes just blocking him off. All he's got to do is take a step out. He's a big lad, Doucouré, and he's coming far post. He's the only one who's going to challenge for this ball. In the end, the ball just runs out for a goal kick. He's got to get something on it. But he goes so tight to Fernandes. Fernandes just hangs on to him, just sees the ball through. It's poor attacking play by Doucouré. Sean
C. Nolan's middle name stands for Christopher. He's just informed us. as we approach the last 6 minutes of this game. It's up towards Cavani. He's not going to get there. Holgate will push it back to Jordan Pickford. Here is Coleman. Nice control by him, and then a very
great first touch.
I've seen that a few times.
If you get that touch wrong, Pogba will pinch the ball off of him, but he gets it absolutely spot on and then passes to the touchline.
We had that with Martial in the first half, didn't we? Brilliant first touch and an awful second touch. United have possession, far side. It's Rashford, just trying to swivel his way through. Marcus Rashford, MBE, of course. Here's McTominay spreading the play towards Pogba on the near side. This is Twanzebe. And now Maguire. Pogba fell on his backside and then got up and back-heeled it into Twanzebe clashes into Iwobi. Cavani goes down, wants a penalty and isn't going to get one. And as he rolls around, Everton try and counter, but Wan-Bissaka is intercepted. And here's McTominay, strong through midfield. Cenk Tosun has pulled him back. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester United. And a booking, I think, for Cenk Tosun, who's barely been on 2 minutes. 5 minutes to go at Goodison Park. And a really rather messy passage of play comes to an end. But you're right, I don't think... Well, there's no way at all that Cavani can possibly claim he tripped over the ball. Yeah, you're right. Tosun's been booked, by the way.
Yeah, and he gave the ball away so cheaply, Tosun, just a few moments ago, and then he chases after it, and that's why he gets the yellow card.
United into the Everton box. Pogba controls it well and tries to turn. Doucouré intercepts. Pogba is claiming handball. It's not going to be given, but Pogba's got the ball back now, and he finds Fernandes. Now Rashford. Poor ball by him. Everton intercept.
In trouble here, Fernandes.
What's going
in trouble.
Here?
It's a poor challenge.
Wow.
If I was him, I'd walk away quickly.
He's having a discussion.
I think he's going to let him
Pickford.
off. It's a late challenge, and I've seen yellow cards for that, and he's already on one.
Pickford clearly felt he deserved one and intervened, and Fernandes walked away quickly from that. I just wonder whether Pickford might have held back and the referee might have done something there. Maybe Pickford's intervention, I don't know. But Coleman gets it up towards Abdoulaye Doucouré, who's lost possession. Twanzebe has been really good since he came on for United, slotted in well in that back four, wins possession, which means that United have an outlet now down the opposite side of the field with Wan-Bissaka. Here's Rashford tripped by Bernard. It's another free kick to United. They'll love this, United, using up valuable seconds with only 3.5 minutes of the 90 remaining. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, hands in pockets, has a slightly anguished expression on his face, but he inside will be celebrating for sure if United win this game. Completely wasted free kick. I've no idea what United were trying to achieve there. They just seem to give it back to Everton. Here's McTominay.
And Everton just giving it back to United very, very cheaply. You know, when you're trying to get back into the game, one thing you want to do is try and keep the best possession you can.
Fernandes to Rashford to Fernandes. That's clever. He's got down the right hand side, needs a useful cross. He's completely overhit it. Might be kept in here by Twanzebe, who's flicked it past Iwobi, but straight to Coleman, who clears. Manchester United should win this in midfield. McTominay's taken out by Doucouré, who was very late, and that's going to be a yellow card.
He doesn't even go for the ball, though.
He's not had a particularly good game, Doucouré, and I don't think he's had a particularly good season. He was quite good when Everton started, but in recent games he doesn't seem to offer very much. I mean, he almost helped keep Watford up last season. That's why they bought him, for his energy in midfield, but
he's nowhere near the ball here. No. All he has to do is pull out, because McTominay was always going to win it. He's got himself a yellow card there for no reason at all.
Fernandes with the free kick. He took one straight at goal from this sort of distance, and it's a long, long way
Very
out.
straight though, isn't it? Very straight.
Maybe some hat-trick if he can complete it with this, and he hasn't.
Well, he's gone for it, but can't believe he'd beat Jordan Pickford from that sort of distance.
That was a conversion in rugby, wasn't it? I mean,
it was a good conversion in rugby.
Owen Farrell sort of pot at goal in a Six Nations game, that was. Here's Pickford. Everton have got very little time now to try and grab themselves a point. They've only taken 1 point from their last 3 games. The early season leaders are beginning to slide. They need something here. Fernandes, lovely flick ahead to Rashford. Rashford right hand side, looks to get past Alan. He has, it's Marcus Rashford, and he's I don't know whether he went for the corner there or we went for Cavani.
I think he was looking for Cavani, but he got it wrong.
Straight at Pickford, wasn't it? Easy for the goalkeeper. Lindelof at the other end stretches out a foot and directs the ball out of play. We're in the last minute of the 90. Everton 1, Manchester United 2. Here's Abdoulaye Doucouré. It's another poor ball, and Wan-Bissaka is delighted just to scoop it back into Everton territory. Bruno Fernandes is very close to seeing his double get Manchester United back on track, but there is still time. Here is Fernandes finding Tuanzebe, who calmly rolls it into centre midfield for Fred. Been a much better United all-round performance today as Pogba finds Rashford. Pogba wants it back, tries to get past Pickford, and Pickford had both arms around the ball when Pogba went flying over him, and to his credit, Pogba made no attempt to claim a penalty.
No, there's good running by Pogba. Good ball out wide, good ball down the middle for him to chase, and was never quite going to get there. But you know what? They were still giving it a go at this stage of the game.
4 minutes to be added on. Here's Calvert-Lewin finding Bernard for Everton. Will he shoot? He's clipped it back across to the far side, and in comes the cross, and again it's Maguire.
It's the wrong choice of ball.
Yeah.
I don't know why they should fire it in so low when they've got so many bodies back there. United, get it over the first man's head, give the boys a chance.
Iwobi, centre midfield, back to Michael Keane. Time running out for Everton. Bernard, nice little cushion ball with the outside of his foot. Digne, overhit cross it looks. And that's the way it is. It might just be rescued by the opposite corner flag by Iwobi. Yeah, he did. Iwobi
not been the best second half.
Kane's cross, good block by Bruno Fernandes. We're up at almost a minute of the 4 to be added on. Here's Alan. Coleman's got away from Fred, clips it back to Doucouré. That was the chance for Everton, and Doucouré has scooped it over the crossbar. Hasn't yet scored for his new club, and he's frustrated there. It was brilliant by Coleman, less so by Doucouré.
Poor defending by Fred as well, trying to win it in front, but it was the chance that Everton have been waiting for. Doucouré in a great position. It's a difficult one to get on target sometimes, these balls, because there's not a great deal of pace in it. You've got to create it yourself, and by doing that he's leaning back slightly and scooped it over the bar. I mean, it's a poor effort on goal. Probably sums up his game today.
Yeah, he's not had a good game at all. He hasn't scored since he got one against Brighton for Watford back in July when we resumed. Here's Cavani, flicks it into the space. Fernandes running onto it. It's cleverly juggled away by Digne, but he's been forced by Cavani to push the ball out of play for a United throw deep inside the Everton half, which is exactly where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants his players to be, with 2 minutes left of stoppage time. Here's Pogba, finds its way through to Fred. Square ball by him to Wan-Bissaka. Now Rashford looking to hold it up. Fouled by Luca Digne. Yep.
Clever play by Marcus Rashford. Just what United need at this stage of the game. And it's one of those games, isn't it? They sort of ground out the result in many ways if it stays the same. He knows what he's doing, Rashford. Luca Digne, desperate to get the ball back. He knows time's running out. Just stands his ground. Digne runs into him, fall over. And it's most certainly a free kick.
He's still down. I'm not sure what the extent of the injury is.
Might be where he landed. He's hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's taken a knock for his troubles.
He'll be all right. It doesn't look like it's anything like a dislocation or something like that. United will obviously be hoping not, but it'll add a few minutes onto the extended period at the end of this match, which Manchester United are on the brink of winning as we look at replays of the goals, all of them in the first half. Bernard with a low shot into the corner for Everton, Fernandes with a bullet header from a Shaw cross, and then Fernandes again from a wide position in a cross which didn't quite get any contact from Marcus Rashford, but hit the post and went in anyway. I think the referee, Paul Tierney, will add on at least another minute. We're in the 94th now.
They're going to play this short, United, aren't they? Try and get in the corner flag. Only one player, well, nobody in the box, but Cavani the only one furthest forward.
It'll be Fernandes to Pogba, you would think.
Yeah, he'll give it to him, and Pogba will try and roll Luca Digne and get into that corner flag.
Poor pass of doing that. Yeah. Alan has won it. Pogba tussling again with Alan, and it's a free kick to Everton. And well, there might yet be time.